Hi, Kinga. Welcome to BizTalk. That's my great pleasure having you with me today. How are you?
Fine, thank you. It's a pleasure to be here.
The pleasure mine. Thank you for coming. So let's talk about a little bit of your background.
So my name is Kinga Incze. I'm the founder and CEO of Mediaspace.global, the new independent social network for professionals in media, marketing, technology, and regulation. We are an expert team, including Hungarian media experts in the middle, and 2 UK board members, an international lawyer, and a tech entrepreneur. So that's our core team. And I myself am the former CEO of Universal McCann Magna Global, which is one of the biggest media agency networks globally. I was the former CEO in Budapest, and then I started my boutique media consulting and invented a cross-media business intelligence service. And out of that, just understood that it's great to have more insights and data about the market, but there are even bigger problems, namely to get people to talk to each other. And instead of these little circles of networks, it's important that a diverse group of professionals talk to each other. So that's why I'm here today.
Thank you, Kinga. Before we start, how many people are your team? That I'm talking about the founding team, including you.
I'm the founder. We have Sylvia and Tima on the screen, who are the COO and the Chief Research Officer. We have Hamish Sandison, who is our chairman on the UK board. Phil McCauley, who is a non-executive board member, and we have our back office in Budapest and in London with a couple of people. So we are a relatively small team.
Thank you, man. We all start small, and actually it's the best way to go. So let's start talking about Mediaspace.
Okay, so as a background, I mentioned that we started in Budapest, and then we launched a UK company, which is Whitereport Global Limited, with the Whitereport Cross-Media Business Intelligence Service. And this is about creating market transparency in the media market regarding the financial, commercial, and ownership information of the media, including traditional media like television, radio, outdoor, and so on, and online platforms as well. And during this journey in London, we recognize our niche, which is the GovTech and regulatory space, which is a pretty hot topic these days because the Facebook, Google, Spotify, and Netflix, so all the new online platform companies' regulation compared to the media companies' regulation is on the agenda of the European Commission and the other important parts of the world, like in the US. And the story is that we had a GovTech Summit Roundtable in November 2019, where we invited a couple of high-level experts, like the advertising director, global advertising director of the New York Times, competition lawyers, media lawyers from Brussels, London, Budapest, and so on. And it was very, very interesting and successful in a way that we recognized that once, obviously, we could share new insights, market insights, but the most important benefit for them was to be part of a conversation with this very unique and diverse group of professionals. So I just started to think that, okay, we've got global problems like digital transformation, the cookie apocalypse, the online platform regulation, and that's an even bigger problem that people don't talk to each other. So what we started was Mediaspace.global in January 2020, right before the pandemic, and we launched last May with the platform that basically grew organically with this within this short time period to more than 1,000 high-level professionals. So basically, the problem is everyone's problem. This is what I just summarized, that this is a huge industry, and it's not only a market. I mean, the media and advertising industry is a significant one on its own, but it has a very huge impact on the society as well. So we've got our own challenges, and we can add COVID, obviously. But after this more than a year that we've been living with the pandemic, it became even more critical to have new ways to talk to each other because the physical business-to-business meeting and networking systems are disrupted. Actually, they were very physical anyway. So previously, before the pandemic, I went to London every month, building our network, talking to people and understanding what's going on. And everyone expected me to do that physically, obviously. And that's how the whole world worked. But now what we experience is that there are even more opportunities, and people start recognizing that it can be done digitally. So Mediaspace, that we started for professional reasons, has become even more a digital networking platform currently. So basically what we are going to do is to reshape how we connect, how we make business, and how we collaborate to solve complex industry problems, business problems, and obviously for individual purposes like looking for new jobs and opportunities career-wise as well. So this is the last photo from London, which was taken before the pandemic with Phil, Hamish, and myself. This is a historical one. And obviously you might ask why anyone would be interested in Mediaspace. So I've got a few slides on that. As I mentioned, this is a B2B vertical social platform, the global network for the media industry. By media industry, we mean media people, advertising people, marketing professionals, regulators dealing with media and online platform regulations, and obviously technical people, tech startups, investors as well. So we would like to be the central hub for a live networking, global networking of the profession, which is currently missing. And I don't think we would only just fill a gap because obviously there is LinkedIn, which is great, but that's obviously not so interactive and so personal. So we would like to go beyond. And this is the way how we currently believe can help our members. The first of all, the feed. It's very important that it's not a typical social platform feed. So you can't, you are not restricted to see only your friends' information. This is a general so-called broadcast feed. So if anyone drops a line or shares anything, you can get it. It means that if a competition lawyer shares something, me as a media expert will see that, and vice versa. So we believe that this information bubble breaking is one of the key assets of Mediaspace. On the other hand, I mentioned that we would like to make more personal connections for people in this industry. So we created discussion groups in specific thematics, like we've got one with the Women in Programmatic Network. They are a couple of women started in London, but now they are growing globally, and they moved their group and meetups to Mediaspace. We have just launched the digital research group yesterday with Arno, who is a research veteran. We are launching a South Asian PR communication media group, Black Women in Media, hopefully starting soon. And we are trying to get some more, like, I can't tell all our secrets, but we've got some very big news that we are going to share soon. In terms of the experiences so far, we recognize that more than 70% of our members are senior professionals. And that's very unique, I would say, and very encouraging, meaning that there are lots of influential people on the platform already. So we created an invite-only leadership club, which is a very inclusive one. It's not like the Forbes or any others club, which is for big companies above $1 million revenue. This is for everyone who is in a leader position or leading position, even in a startup or working for a big corporation. So that's something that is already happening, and we've got more than 80 members and keep growing. And for them, we created a matchmaking feature, get introductions, because we believe, and that's what we learned from them, that they would like to increase their network and meet new people, not only at our networking events, but also in a one-to-one, more intimate way. So that's what it is about. And regarding our positioning on the market, we are in between like LinkedIn, the business-to-business social media giant, and the industry-related business-to-business media like Digiday, Adweek, Work, and so on. And why I'm saying we are in between, because obviously we are a social platform with social features, but we are more on our vertical, obviously, and we are less cluttered than LinkedIn, for example, and way more interactive and participating. Our slogan is meet people, not profiles. Regarding the business-to-business media, obviously we share market information, insights, and so on, but we are more member-based, we are more interactive, and they basically miss the social revolution. So we are somehow competing what they are currently doing. In terms of the market opportunity, we've got 14 million professionals as the total audience who are already on LinkedIn. Obviously, there are many more people, but not everyone is on social media. So we are considering these people understanding the value of social media. However, we've got some people who are not on social at all, but they signed up for Mediaspace, which is a very interesting phenomena. In terms of the plans, we've got to have 200,000 professionals on Mediaspace.global in 5 years. And we are going to make 5 million euros annual revenue in 5 years. So why us? Actually, I think one of our unfair advantages is our expertise on the market, but obviously we've got a lot that we have delivered already, and our ambitions are obviously much higher. One achievement is that we've got more than 1,000 members. Actually, it's even more now with a high level C-level ratio from more than 70 countries. So far, we had very, very limited resources, mainly bootstrapping and having some angel funding support. So we suppose that we will be able to scale up if we had more resources. Absolutely excellent companies and company representatives joined Mediaspace already, not only for our leadership club, but as regular members as well. So I think that's a great start. And also in the past more than 1 year, we created the basics. We have the platform up and running. We launched our event types, the main contents which are very much members related, and our business intelligence, because obviously we still are business intelligence and market experts. Regarding our market or go-to-market strategy, Currently, we are rather smart than having too much fund. So our strategy is to go via partnerships. The first one was with the Global International Advertising Association, that partnership I made last October with the New York headquarters, and they have more than 50 countries in their network. So that's a fantastic opportunity, and we are working together, cross-promoting each other, common privacy related contents, and so on. We've got a couple of collaborations from London and Budapest. Obviously, these are our home countries, but also a partnership with Kuwait, Dubai, Kuala Lumpur, and even Los Angeles. So that's how we are moving currently, and everyone is getting their regional and professional tribes with them. So that's the growth strategy. Obviously, if we had money for marketing and communications, we could grow even faster. And we could also start monetizing the platform. Actually, we already have. We've got a couple of first members, paying members already, but obviously we would like to focus on getting more leadership club members on board, and also securing sponsorship and event revenues as well. So thinking of our fundraising, we would love to have more people, more funding for marketing and creating new features, like, for example, supporting this get introductions feature with artificial intelligence solutions. We are thinking of 18 months now with milestones, and then we think of 2 other rounds in order to get to the exit, which is very clearly exiting to a business-to-business publishing company. Because as I mentioned, it's very clear that they missed this social revolution, and I believe that their huge audience reach and our social engagement values could be combined very well together. So basically, this is it, and I'm looking forward to talking to you.
Thank you, Kinga. Thank you very much. A very clear pitching. Let me start. I mean, you are a social media networking platform with a very clear vertical in media, and everything comes to media, from legal to tech and so on, even marketing. Now, because of the last, there are quite few platforms. A platform is not an easy way to do business. Actually, it's quite challenging. So now, my first question is, how exactly are you going to market your platform? Make sure that it's not going to be confused with so many already in the market. And I'm not saying competing with LinkedIn, because LinkedIn is too huge now and too much well-funded. And so what's your message when you go to the market? How do you market your platform?
Yeah, that's a great question. Thank you, because we clearly need to differentiate ourselves from LinkedIn. The most of all, everyone asks if we are the new LinkedIn for the media industry. And we say sort of, but the answer to your question is that we are creating a community that's about to engage with each other due to live conversations and meetups. So obviously you get these features that I mentioned, that you can connect any other member like you do on any generic platform, but you don't have the that mess or clutter that you have around yourself in the generic ones. And obviously, if you can meet people from, I mean, I'm sitting in Budapest right now talking to you in London or Poland or wherever you are currently, then it means a new market opportunity for everyone, because we might work with each other. You might, I don't know, use our platform. I can sell certain memberships to you, or I can just invite you to have a conversation on our next meetup. So those kind of interactive, calls that you normally have these days that are concentrated on media space. And I believe our added value is that we promote networking. We teach people how to digitally network. That's absolutely missing. People are pretty shy. And even if in a company call, it's limited how they can speak because everyone is focused on the topic. But in our case, we tell them how to introduce themselves. We practice that, and we encourage them to find new people and new opportunities globally. And I know a couple of people who are already gave us feedback that they found co-founders, collaborators, clients without Mediaspace. So this more social selling, more transactional, more personal approach is our USP, I believe.
Thank you. I mean, you were talking about no profile, but real people. And my question is, now COVID, we hope can end soon, probably in 2022, we can already have some kind of normality now. Do you fear that people is going to back to the physical venue and they will use less digital? There are many digital companies, share drop very, very much massively because investors, they do believe or they speculate on people getting back to the physical venues and so leaving less share to the digital. What's the point on this?
I believe there will be a drop in the digital usage, and that's mainly which can be replaced by the physical events and opportunities like meeting colleagues, potential clients, and so on. But what you can't replace is this global marketplace that has already been created and is already there. So those who actually our networking events are very fun because we ask about these questions, what the members think, and most of them say that they will travel probably less to bigger events a couple of times a year, but they like this new market and benefit from these kind of conversations. So I believe that for us, it's rather a good opportunity because we don't want to replace the physical events. We believe this is an added stuff, which is absolutely undiscovered so far for the reason I mentioned that so far. I mean, before COVID, I was expected to go to London to make meaningful collaborations, and no one would ever sign a deal with me, not talking to me in person, which is just not true anymore. And that's why I believe that the physical, local events and conversations will go back, hopefully. But we don't want to give up this additional opportunity. And this global market opportunity is just not discovered almost at all by the media industry, which worked in a very, very physical and old school way before COVID. So that's the new generation of digital platforms that we are going to be. And I hope that it will be after COVID, and it's going to be a healthier lifestyle for everyone. But I don't think, obviously we don't have stock prices yet, but I don't think we are linked that much to that, because it means that only those people will come who are interested in exploring new opportunities outside their current physical circles, which is good.
Sure. I mean, in terms of acquiring users, now you have the premium, you have the normal users. And how do you exactly, what's your strategy to acquire? I don't think you can only use LinkedIn to acquire. Probably you have to go outside LinkedIn and market share. And how exactly you target your users?
We have our own networks that we built before COVID and before Mediaspace was born. So obviously that's something. We use LinkedIn a lot. I mentioned I love that platform and we learn a lot from them, even if they are way bigger and obviously they are generic in terms of the industries. So how we do that is mostly via, so this is basically the network effect that we are using. We invite people to the platform. There are lots who are going to engage more with Mediaspace, and then they invite their local professional circles to Mediaspace. And currently this is the way how we can grow, because obviously we could use online marketing and so on, but we don't have a budget for that right now. So that's why this is very organic, and this is what I mentioned. This is a smart kind of growth strategy currently, that we engage with people who ask other people, and so this whole network is just growing.
I mean, to me, the most challenging for a platform is not only get on board users, but to keep them, and to keep them as long as we can, right? Because maybe someone who just walk into your platform, stay 1 minute and walk away and come back in a month. It's not that useful for yourself in terms of revenue generating in the future, because one day you need to generate some revenue, okay, to be sustainable. So what do you fear the most? I mean, how do you exactly are going to keep? And one more question. At the beginning, you don't have so many users. Right now, we have 1,000. It is not actually as good because you just get started, okay? But when you have enough users, maybe they can start creating contents and whatsoever. But now, probably had to. So how exactly are you going to manage these two topics?
To answer the second one,
Sure.
it's pretty clear. We've got some very engaged members, and they already created their discussion groups. They are all leadership club members, because obviously we want to have a quality kind of conversation with influencer people professionally. So that's how we do it currently. To answer your first question, it's pretty hard to make people active. We have a very, very low churn rate, which is good, but we are challenged to activate our members more. And that's one of the objectives that we would like to achieve if we manage to secure funding, that we need more activations, and obviously that needs more people to do more events and to do more communications and so on, to understand what the inactive people want. So that's a challenge for us as well.
I mean, you're raising now, and how much you are raising, and how exactly are you going to use these funds?
We are raising 450,000 euros. Just graduated from the new Chip Accelerator, which is a virtual fundraising accelerator in Texas, virtually. I mean, the team is in Texas, everyone else all around the globe. And so we've got all the materials prepped, and starting talking to investors actually these days. It's just happening. So obviously with their help, and I thank you for this opportunity to be here, because I look forward to meeting some potential investors here as well. And what we would spend most of our money is to hire a few more people, because that's the main driver currently. We also would like to spend money on marketing and PR. And last but not least, as I mentioned, we would like to automatize the get introductions function, which needs some technical development to do that. So these are the three main areas where we would spend our money in the following 18 months.
Let me close with these two last questions. The first one is, what do you fear the most in the coming 2-3 years, right? We know very well that 5% maybe we succeed, 95 will fade by the third years, right? So it's very unbalanced. So what do you feel the most? What is going to be very challenging for you to get yourself out of the tree and start seriously scale up? And what's your vision for Mediaspace in 5 years?
I'm pretty confident because we already have some experience via Whitereport, Cross-Media Business Intelligence, which is our business intelligence angle. And I believe we are pretty persistent. We have this ambition to create this global hub with hundreds, thousands of people, because we just experimented every day that people need to talk to each other professionally to make new connections, new businesses, and so on. And our vision and mission is to create this whole digital marketplace, which is not a marketplace by definition, but the social selling platform, which means selling insights, selling business opportunities, and obviously creating new conversations, because and this is not me, but much smarter people who say that without collaboration the current industry problems won't be solved. So people just need to talk to each other and need to collaborate more, and this is our mission, to bring people together on this global market and thrive together, and that's what differentiates us from other platforms.
What do you feel the most? What makes you not sleeping at night? I don't sleep at night, so I think that not sleeping at night, it's a very common problem for all entrepreneurs before they CEO. You have your vision, but you know that get to your vision, you're going to have a lot of challenging time. So there is something that you really think, well, it's going to be tough. So I need to overcome it.
Well, I have lots of operational issues that don't let me necessarily sleep. But in terms of the strategic questions, the biggest challenge is that I think we are on the right track and we should scale quickly. And that's what makes me awake intellectually and physically as well, how to start this booming. And there are signs what works and what doesn't. So that's what we need to figure out in order to really scale quickly.
Kinga, thank you very much for coming to BizTalk. It's been a very great pleasure having me today. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Good luck for your venture.
Thank you.